Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. My name is Ivana Barra and this is Abby, and today we have the tips for you to get over an argument or get over a fight with your partner. Let's get watching. Okay, so let's get started. You're in a relationship, and it could be new or you could be in a relationship for a while, and there's something that bothers you, and he does it again and again, like we talked about in our previous video about boundaries. I'll link it up here if you haven't watched it. Let's say he does it again, he does it again, he does it again. So you're about to have an argument. You're anything like me, you're freaking out because you hate conflict. I hate conflict. I used to freak out when I would have to mention something that bothered me. Or what I would do, tell me if you agree. Comment down below if you're like me. I would just avoid it. I'll be like, it's not a big deal. I'll just keep quiet and it will be over on its own. And guess what? It does not. And it gets bigger and you get more and more frustrated, and it's just not a good look for anyone. It's just not good. A good situation for anyone. So I have the tips for you to effectively communicate and effectively fix an argument and get over a fight or an argument with your partner. Tip number 1 is be willing to communicate. We have to be willing to do it because I know, I feel you, I hate it, it's the tension, I get nauseated, I get anxiety, I don't want to talk about it, but the more you bottle it up, the bigger it's gonna get. And the more the more quiet you are about it, the less he's gonna know what the thing is. So you have to talk about it. You have to be willing to talk about the problems. I used to think that relationships were like this pink and colored, this pink flowery thing that everyone was so happy and everyone was loving and there was no arguments. And when I got into a real relationship, because that's what I watch in movies, right? The happy ending, and that's it. They live happily ever after, but no one shows you the arguments after. So when I got into a real relationship, I realized, this is not, wait, everything is not happy all the time. What's going on? This is bothering me, or I'm bothering him, and what's going on? So I had to get over everything I thought I knew and grow a pair and talk about my feelings. And not in a dramatic way. You're not being dramatic. You're just sitting there and actually communicating, which brings me to my tip number 2. Know how to communicate. Communication is key, but how we communicate is more important. It doesn't matter if you say blah, 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 and he didn't understand anything, or he got offended and then the conversation is worse. It doesn't matter what you say, it's how you say it. So you can achieve the same outcome with different words. So here's the thing. A quick tip you can do whenever you're communicating anything that bothers you, I would use I feel statements. Always, always, always I feel statements, especially in a relationship, because you don't want to go at him and say, you did this, blah, blah, blah. What happens when someone comes at you and starts blaming you or has a problem with you? What do? You close off and you automatically think of ways to defend yourself. So you stop listening. You just listen to respond. What we want to avoid is the other person to close off and start defending themselves and feel attacked, because we're not going to get anywhere if we just attack each other. So communicate saying, I feel this. I love you. This doesn't change anything about how I feel. You can pre-frame it like that. Like say, hey, let's talk about something. I love you and I know you're amazing and I love how you do the dishes all the time. And don't use the word but. But negates everything that happened before. So don't use the word but. Learn to cross off but from your vocabulary and start using and instead. So I love how you do the dishes all the time. And I feel like we could work on, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that I would get mad at, but pre-frame it with something you do like about the person. Like say, hey, I love you so much and I love how loving you are. And I would really appreciate if you, and I've just been feeling a little lonely. Yeah, okay. Hey, Hi, can we talk? So I've been thinking, and you know how much I love how helpful you are in the house, or do you know how much I love it when you do the laundry and when you do the dishes, something you do love. And I've been feeling a little lonely lately, or something that is related to the situation that makes you mad, something positive he's doing, but that's related, you know. So I've been feeling a little lonely lately. I feel like we haven't connected that much. I feel like we haven't have time with each other, or even more serious problems. Like I feel like you're coming home late, and that really bothers me. Or I feel like you're criticizing my body, and it makes me feel really bad. Something, whatever it is, reframe it with a positive that you like about the person, or I love you, or something like that. I feel this because of this, and what do you want instead? Again, we've already talked about how to set boundaries and how to speak your truth, so this is kind of that. How do you communicate? It's so important. So I love you, positive, plus this is how I feel and this is the problem, plus this is what I want instead. It would make me feel so good if you could do this. And then he might argue with you and say, no, because I think this, and blah, blah, blah. So let's say you're having an argument about something else and you just cannot find an agreement. So you're arguing, or there's a problem that keeps happening, or he has a point of view and you have a point of view and you're just butting heads. What do you do then? I suggest, my tip number 3, to chunk up. What is that? Chunking up, and for lack of better words, is, or like in simple terms, it's finding a purpose, going up. So imagine your problem is here. So I want you to come home early. For what purpose? You have to ask yourself, for what purpose? Why? Because I feel worried when you're outside, because I want to connect more with you, because I feel lonely, because I feel like you're not paying attention to me. Because why? For what purpose? For what purpose? For what purpose? Keep asking yourself that and go to the root cause of your actual issue. And once you chunk up, once you get to the root cause, or the actual, like the primary necessity that you are not having met in that problem, ask him, why don't you want to do it? Like, what's the purpose of you coming home late? Well, I want freedom. I want to feel like I can hang out with my friends. I want this, that. Once you chunk up, try to find something in common. Like, you both love each other. I hope if you're in a relationship, you both love each other. What is something that you can agree on? What is some compromise you can make based on both necessities, based on both things? So, okay, you feel you want freedom. I want connection. What can we do? Well, how about you go out late and you have once or twice a week with your friends, no phone calls, no nothing. You just go out and have fun. And once or twice a week, we connect, like we do something I want. Like, you come home early from work, or on the weekends, we can connect, we can hug, we can cuddle, so we can both meet our own necessities. So we're always acting based on our instincts, on our primary basic needs that are not being met. So find what that need is for your problem, and find what that need is for his problem, or for his resistance to the solution, and find a common ground. We both want this. Ultimately, I want to be happy rather than being right. So is it something I can compromise on? Is it really a big deal? What is it, and how can we both meet an agreement? Try this. Let me know if it works. I wish you the best. I hope these tips work for you. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. It's down here with the little hand, and subscribe to my channel if you want to be part of this community. Welcome if you're new. I want to grow our family. I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment below. What else do you want to talk about? Have these tips been helpful for you? Do you like them? What's going on? Let me know about your life. I want to know who's watching behind that screen, and I will see you on my next video.